Continuing on with the religious theme from yesterday, today we went by bus to a place called Kaunas, Lithuania, which is like a big open-air church. And my blood sugars were perfect all day long. Until dinner. Hi, I'm Jeremy. Thanks for watching. Today, me and Maseo took a bus from Šiauliai to Kaunas, which is the last town we're going to be in Lithuania. My first reading of the day was 1:41. We had breakfast in the room. Now, if you're wondering how to calculate insulin for a breakfast with weird foreign foods, it's really not that hard. If you're eating prepackaged food and there's no English on the package, you can usually just work it out. For example, here's a carton of yogurt. Now, if you look at it, if you kind of study it, you can realize that this word, Angliavandeniu, or whatever, probably means carbohydrates because there's 12.7 grams. That seems about right for yogurt, right? Also notice that that is per 100 grams. And apparently this means that in this package there are 200 grams. So there are about 25-26 grams of carbs in this package of yogurt. Usually whatever the language is, you can figure it out. Now, we have a room booked through booking.com in Kaunas tonight, but we didn't have any bus tickets or anything. So we had to go to the bus station and luckily we were able to buy them. Buying last-minute bus and train tickets, it's probably not that smart, but I love doing it. It makes me feel like we're really open to the travel god's whims. Now, the train ride from Vilnius to Šiauliai had been nice, but we really enjoyed this bus ride to Kaunas. It was sunny again, but the scenery was nicer. These cute little towns would kind of come and go. We would see these great buildings on the way, these great churches and things. Everything was out of context, but we just took it all in. We passed by fields full of animals and farmers. We would see things and signs and people and not quite know what was going on, but it didn't really matter. Whatever we saw seemed very bountiful and cheerful. On the bus, I was 128. I took a little Humalog and we had our lunch, cinnamon rolls. I think this was my idea. And we got to Kaunas, but I couldn't figure out the trolley bus system. None of them had Old Town listed on them. So I spent a few minutes getting irritated, and then I went and asked somebody at the tourist info, and she said, take any trolley bus except for number 4. Okay, great, but how was I supposed to know that? Come on, Kaunas, work on your trolley bus schedule. Anyway, she was right. We got there, and Old Town Kaunas is quite a place. It's kind of like a smaller version of Riga, Latvia, but everything is religious. Everything is a church, or a religious statue, or a plaza surrounded by churches. And our room was way down at the end of it, and it was an amazing location. It was this little guest house whose name is Kauno Anchovy Jupiter. No. Kauno Arkiviskupios, which apparently means the Kaunas Archdiocese. And it's in this little cobblestone plaza that has these like big churches outside. I kept thinking, really? Are you sure we can stay here? It wasn't expensive or anything, it was great. But we checked in through our big bags in our nice little room and went to a local coffee shop whose name is Motiauskepeklele. Cool place. The staff seemed to really enjoy being there. The walls were black with white line drawings on them, and my blood sugar was 109! Took 1 unit of Humalog, had some coffee and a croissant, and we went and walked around Old Town Kaunas a little bit more. There was more of a quiet, kind of stately air of importance or reverence than there had been in Šiauliai. And whereas Šiauliai had a bunch of weird animal sculptures, the things in Kaunas were quirky in a different way. I mean, there were dogs and ladybugs, but there were also peeing angels. And nowhere was there any hint of any negative feelings or negative vibes or anything. Even some English graffiti reflected this. I think I do too. Back in the room, the kind and gentle Virgin Mary gave me a blood sugar of 70. Now that's 3 readings in a row between 70 and 130. Will these perfect blood sugars last forever? Indian food for dinner. Yes, we went to a vegetarian Indian restaurant for dinner called Radharane. Inside there was one regular floor full of tables, and every table almost seemed to have people at it, but there was also a downstairs. So I asked the waiter, could we sit downstairs? And he sighed and said in English, yeah, if you want to. So he took us downstairs. He had to turn the light on, but the table was there and it was nice. I don't know why he was so upset about us wanting to sit down there. Probably he didn't want to walk up and down the stairs for us. Now I ordered tofu with cream sauce and some yellow rice. And I started eating without taking insulin at first because I was already only 70. About halfway through the dinner, I was up to 180 and thought, oh, I should take my insulin now. So I did. Now the food was great, and on the way home we stopped at a little store to buy some cookies. Little mushroom-shaped gingerbread cookies. Back in the room, Masao was feeling tired, so she took a nap, which is a little unusual for her after dinner. For my part, I took a bunch more Humalog and ate a bunch of these cookies because they were really addictive. After all this Indian food with rice and all these gingerbread cookies, I was 304. The perfect streak spoiled, but at least it was understandable. Well, so far, being in Kaunas is really great. I hope Masao is okay though, because we have to go to Poland tomorrow. Good thing and a bad thing. Well, despite what they did to my blood sugar, I loved those cookies. The bad thing was those trolley bus schedules. I never understand why people who take care of public transportation can't make the systems simple for people, for like tourists who show up or visitors. I don't know Kaunas, I'm a visitor here, explain it to me! Diabetes thoughts. Average reading today was 155. They're coming down. Well, tomorrow it's going to turn out that we need an extra day here in Kaunas. We're going to put off going to Poland and stay here, which is a good thing because we're finally going to go to a real Lithuanian restaurant, get some real down-home local food. Now what will that do to my blood sugar? Hehehehe, gulp.